Nellie, and this is the KitchenSix Podcast, episode 20, and I meant to check, but I forgot, so I think it's 20. Okay, we'll just go with 20. We'll just be 20. Okay, 20 it is. All right, now that we've got that settled, this is a knitting podcast, and other things like food and stitching and few other things. I've got my cup of tea. This is it's a pine smoked wu yi or wu yi smoked pine or something. It's really delicious. It tastes like a campfire. If you tasted a campfire, don't go tasting a campfire. That sounds like it would hurt. But this tastes like campfires smell. Ish. Sort of. But it's delicious, and it's not quite as warm as it was, but So I put a second podcast out within a week. I know, I'm impressed with myself as well. We went to Portland this last weekend, and I knit a hat. I don't have it with me, but I'll show pictures of it later. And I should probably introduce all of the YouTubes in Ravelry. I'm so bad at this now. Ugh. Okay, so I am KitchenSix on Ravelry, and I am KitchenSix on Instagram, and I am KitchenSix on YouTube, and you can find me on any of those. If you absolutely want to get a hold of me, Ravelry or Instagram are your best bets. I don't really always check the YouTube stuff. I think it comes through on my phone. Not sure. But yeah. Those are the easiest ways. So, having said all that, let's get started with the knitting. We'll go with that just happened. Boom. You guys. Oh my gosh. You guys. Look at this TEGNA. I made this. Look at how gorgeous this is. The first time I picked up the neckline, it was awful. But this time I picked it up and look how good it looks. And look how perfect it looks on the inside. And the sleeves were the same way. The first time I picked them up, they looked awful. But now, look how perfect they look. And it took me 3 different cast-offs to get this right. I finally got it right. Yeah. It's been so... And this yarn. This yarn. So this yarn is... it's Bamboo Pop. It's Universal Yarns. And it's in the colorway Pink Joy. It makes me so happy. It's so soft and squishy and cozy and washable, and it just gets softer the more you wash it. So the pattern for that is the TEGNA, and I didn't bring the pattern over, so I can't tell you right off the top of my head the designer, but I can look it up really quickly, or maybe I'll put it here. Going to be using different software for this, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can put all the things in there just like I did in the previous software, which was just Windows Movie Maker, but I'm using an Apple-based one, so hopefully that will work just fine. We'll see. But yes, oh my gosh, you guys, the TEGNA. This lace though, can we just take a minute to admire that gorgeousness right there? You guys, look at how... Yeah. I am so excited with how this came out. It's going to be so nice for my mom. I'm going to be so excited to see her wear it. And she's going to wear it because you can't not. It's just too soft. It really is. So, that's what happened. I also did a hat for our closest friend's daughter. I mean, I guess you could call her my niece. We're not actually related, but she's one of my kids. I consider her one of mine, which means that when I think about knitting and all the things, she gets included. So, but yeah, so I knit her a hat. Don't know if I showed you, but I had this blue yarn with a rainbow striping in it. I can't remember what the term for that is. Barber pulling, maybe? Yeah. But it had like this rainbow streak through it, and it was this sapphire blue. Super gorgeous. Just like a nice, really royal blue with rainbow in it. So I knit a hat for her out of that, and I made 3 cables up the front, and then I joined them at the top to make an M for her name. It wasn't perfect. I just kind of made it up, but she loved it. And then I made one that matched for her little doll, and then I gave her a 9-inch circular and taught her how to knit another one for her other doll. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So hopefully she'll keep going. That's only the 2nd or 3rd time I've taught her to knit. She's pretty good at it, if she sticks to it. When she doesn't stick to it, she forgets, and then it gets all messed up. So yeah, super fun. But hopefully I'll put that hat right here. And she really, really enjoyed it. So I really, really like that she likes my knits, the things that I make for her. She actually was talking about knitting sweaters, and she was like, and then what are you going to make? And what are you going to make after that? And she didn't stop asking questions till I told her I was going to make her a sweater. Yeah, she's adorable. You guys wouldn't even believe how adorable she is. Hopefully she'll be in the picture of that, but whatever. Let's see what else. Oh, doing it well. What am I doing? Oh, so I was knitting a sweater for my daughter. I say was. Notice I say was, because I don't have a sweater anymore. Now what I have is a chocolate gray snowman. This was me this morning. It's a really, really good thing. I like knitting. Yeah. So, the yarn that I ordered to finish the sweater was a different dye lot. And that's hit or miss. We all know this. And I was really hoping, and even though I looked at the yarn and I knew it was off, I knew it was the wrong color, and I should have gone with my gut, I didn't. I was like, no, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'll just keep knitting, and then I'll just stripe it in. It'll be fine. You guys, it wasn't fine. Why do I never listen to my gut? I knew it was wrong. I should have ripped back immediately and immediately started alternating skeins. But I didn't. And then I got to the part where I had to add that in, and it just wasn't right. I know. You would think I would learn by now, but I haven't. And so I spent my morning ripping it out. I know. I'm disappointed in me too. But it's okay, because I think I've learned finally to listen when my brain says it's not going to work. When my heart says, it's just not right, I'm going to listen. From now on, I'm just going to go, oh, okay, time to rip this out, and then we'll just alternate skeins. Yeah, I should do that. I should just start by alternating skeins. Maybe that would be a better idea. So yeah. So this is now going to be an alternated skein one. Actually, let me grab the other one. And I'll show you the difference. It's really just a teeny tiny little bit. And my daughter was like, it'll be fine. And I'm like, no, it won't. It absolutely won't be fine. So the difference, I mean, it's just a teeny tiny little bit, you guys, but it's enough that it makes a difference. See? I know you guys are knitters, you see, right? Yeah. My husband tried to tell me it didn't matter. My daughter tried to tell me it didn't matter. But I know that if it looks funny, she's not going to wear it. And I want her to wear it. I want her to love it. I want it to be right. And so I ripped it out. Again. So that's like sweater 5. I could have knit 2 whole sweaters in the time that it's taken me to knit the bottom of this one. I know. It's the battles we choose. But having it right, that's my battle. I want it to be right. So, and I'm okay with knitting it again. I don't mind knitting it. Knitting it's fine. I even don't mind tearing it out. That's kind of cathartic, actually. So yeah, I'm going to reknit that one. What else am I working on? Well, today I actually cast on a couple of little things because I realized I don't have any to-go projects, which is not good, especially when you're one of those people that has places to go all the time. Like I have doctor's appointments and stuff to do all the time. So yeah. So I cast on a couple of things today, just this morning after I ripped out that sweater. This is a washcloth and it's just in cotton and it's just your basic granny's washcloth. It's just the knit 2, yarn over, knit to the end. You cast on 4 and then you start knit 2, yarn over, knit to the end, and flip it over, knit 2, yarn over, knit to the end. And then to decrease, it's knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, and then knit to the end. It's really, and it makes a square, and you can get colorful yarns, and it makes really pretty washcloths. This is for a charity. We are making bags for the homeless. So the bags will have, they'll have a hat, and some mitts, and a washcloth, and some toothpaste, and a toothbrush, and like some soap or shampoo or something really simple and easy, small stuff like travel sized, so that if they get a chance to shower or wash, they can. Yeah. Homeless people break my heart, you guys. Yeah. It's one of those, I don't think that that's something that I can, but this is something that I can do that actually helps. So, and so, yeah, but that's just a teeny tiny little bit. It's kind of cute right now. This is yarn that I got in the charity yarn swap that we did at Knit Night, not last week, but the week before. I didn't go last week because I fell, and it was more important for me to rest. Falls happen. But yeah. The other little thing that I cast on today is yet another charity project. This is Artistic Lily, and I can't remember the name of the yarn. I think it had something to do with candy. I will look it up and I'll put it right here so that you guys can see. But oh my gosh, you guys, Ellie is so good with her colors. This is such a warm, inviting color. Sorry, it's getting a little bit blown out. I had to actually set up a light, and there's like this huge lamp right behind my iPad right now. It's kind of blinding me because the light went because there was a storm and there was hail, and yeah, so super fun. But this is just a simple hat. I don't even know how many stitches I cast on, but it's enough to make a adult-sized, like medium-ish hat. And yeah, so I started that. It's a good to-go project, something that I can take with me and have on the go when we're doing whatever we're doing, because we do a lot of things and have a lot of appointments, and I apparently split the yarn there. But it's an easy one to just take and talk and do stuff and barely pay attention to what I'm doing. Once I get past the ribbing, it'll just be knit, knit, knit. I'm not going to put any cables or anything, but I am going to put a stripe in it, because this is not enough for a hat by itself. I wanted it really, really badly to be enough, but it's not enough. But if I stripe it, if I do like a couple of stripes with this, like I'm thinking a 2-inch and then like a 1/2 inch on each side of that with some in a 1/2 inch of this in the middle. Just something fun and a little different, but the colors go really nicely. Look at how well they go. And it took me a long time to realize how well they went. So now that I've realized, I can make that, and that will go in the cancer ward. That's a cancer ward hat. So, yeah. So that's that. Those are the 2 little things that I cast on. The only other thing that I've got a couple of languishing lips, but I am going to work on them. I have an order. I actually sat down today and ordered my cue so that if I don't know what I'm supposed to be knitting, like it's my job or something, right? but I have a plan. I want to make things for people so that they can have them if I'm not here in the future. So I have a plan to make things so that people get them now and that I have the ability to make them now. So I'm writing down the things that I want to make for the people that I love. So on that list of, on my queue, I have a list of things in order. And my current whips are in there, or one of them's not on there yet, but it will be, and they'll be in order, but that'll be on Ravelry so that I have access to it and I know where I'm going, and I know what I'm doing next, so that because the goal is to use the yarn that I have for the things that I want to make for the people that I love and for my family. Yeah. Difficult subjects, but this is how it goes. I like to live in reality, so the reality is I might not be here in a few years. So I'm trying really hard to prevent that. All right, we got off track. So let's see. Oh, the Zenone, which that's part of the, I'll talk about that in what's cooking. So the hat, Asha sweater, the charity knits, shiny pretty things. So after saying I don't want to buy yarn, I bought yarn. But it's specifically for a project it's actually for my nurse, my mammogram nurse. She was the one that helped me fix my attitude towards cancer in the beginning. She helped me see it the way I needed to and see it the way that it was necessary to see it so that I could get through it and still be okay on the other side. So for that, I picked out a pattern by Ruth at Knitterarium. And if you haven't seen her patterns, oh my gosh, you guys. So beautiful. She does the most amazing lace. It's all so very, very lovely, and I just can't, it's beautiful. So what I picked out was the Moon Garden Cowl, and I will put a picture of it up here. So it's a very long cowl, but it's got lace and it's got stripes and it's got literally anything you could want in a cowl, and it's got textures and it's so pretty. But it's 2 colors. and I didn't have the right yarn for it. But I went and found some. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at how gorgeous those are. So this is Bluemoon Fiber Arts, and it's the Super Sparkle 92% Superwash Merino, 8% Lurex. Look at how sparkly that is, you guys. Can you see? Oh, look at how much it picks up the light. Yeah. So, and then I got Hazelnuts, which is a Seattle-based company. And that's pretty close. It's coming up really, really close to what it's supposed to look like. So this is, what's the colorway? This is called Land of Sweets, and it's their sock yarn, which is 90% superwash and 10% nylon. It says, and it's their artisan sock. Oh, it's washing out. Yeah, artisan sock. So, and you can actually find them online at www.hazelnuts.com. I'll put stuff up here too. And then this one, the tag is actually covering their website, but the colorway is Deep Unrelenting Gray. And I actually got this at Twisted Stitches, or Twisted in Portland. It's in the Hollywood district in Portland, where our friends live. So yeah, that's going to be a moon garden. I haven't decided where the yarns go, but I think the sparkles are going to be in the center, and the pink is going to be on the outside, I think. Aren't they pretty? Oh, you guys, so pretty. I really, really like them. I don't know if they're quite my color, but oh, this pink is so pretty. So yeah, that's the next project that's going to get cast on after I finish my daughter's sweater, which hopefully will get cast on today after I finish this video, and then I'm just going to knit on that unless I've left the house for the next week. Yeah, for the next week. All right, so what else am I? Oh, so after that, I think the Zenone is next after that one. Yeah, it goes my daughter's sweater, the moon garden, and then Zenone. See, I've just pulled up my... See? Cute. It's not finalized yet, but I still have some things that I want to rearrange, and I do want to put some stuff for me on there, because there's a blanket I want to knit, and there's a sweater I want to knit for me. So I might fit those in there somewhere, and I still have to pick out a sweater for my girl in Portland. And yeah, so that's all the knitting. Oh, so my friends went to Scotland for Christmas. That's where they spent their Christmas, was in Scotland, which I think is a fabulous idea. Instead of sitting around here wasting money on things you don't need, go somewhere. I think that's a great idea. And they got me Scottish yarn. It's so sheepy, you guys. This is Shetland. And I've got 4 different colors. And I am going to make myself some color work, probably a color work hat. There's a sheep one that they have on their website. I might need to fill in with some different yarn, because I don't think I can afford to order, because I think it calls for 9 colors. I might just use 2. We'll see how it goes. But okay, so this is Jameson and Smith, and they have a website too. I'll put it up here. But they're from Scotland, and they're like, all of these are undyed. They're from different sheeps. So like I have you guys, they're the coolest colors. And they're so very, like, this is what you think of when you think of wool. This is what it feels like. And so it's called Shetland Supreme Jumper Weight, which it's like a fingering weight. It's a 2-ply fingering weight, essentially. And it's going to be Oh, it's gonna be an amazing hat. And if there's enough, I'll make mittens or mitts or something. But it's gonna be the most amazing thing for myself. Oh, I'm super excited about it. People like to buy me yarn and tell me I'm supposed to make things for myself. I think they're on to me. Do you think they're on to me? I think they're on to me. All right, so and I wrote down the names on the things because I wanted to tell you guys, even though I'm probably going to totally mess them up. So this one's Shetland Black, even though it's not black. It's a really, really dark brown. Really, yeah, that's really good. And then, so this one's called Katmollet, which makes me think of cats with mullets, which is kind of hysterical. But it's like a taupey cream, and this is a nice light, I don't know, chocolatey, caramely brown, but it's called Moorit, Moorit, and this one's Katmollet with a Katmollet, Katmollet, cats with mullets. I'm just gonna go with that. Maybe I'll insert a Katmollet picture. I bet you there's one on the internet. You don't know. All right. And this one is called, I'm going to completely butcher this. Gall maggot. Gall maggot. Mago? I don't know. But yeah. So I have 4 different shades. And I haven't found just the right pattern yet. But I'm looking at... it's called the HEID by DAVIES. And it's on Ravelry. But it calls for like different colors, and I might have to find something to fill in. We'll see. I don't know if I have enough, but it looks really cute and it uses all those colors, and I think it'll look really cool. But yeah, the HEID. And it's spelled HEID, like the Scottish people would say sheep heed, not head. But it's apparently the sheep head. Yeah. It's like an interesting version of the Babel, only more color worky and more intricate and brown and white and cream. But yeah. I think that's all the shiny pretties. Oh no, it's not all the shiny pretties. After I podcast last time, like a day later, the yarn for my son's new sweater arrived. And this is, what is this? Universal Yarns. I tend to like them. It's an acrylic. It's a bulky, or maybe an Aran, but it's really soft and squishy. Because the sweater that I knit him out of Chunky last year doesn't fit anymore. It's like they keep growing or something, those children. I don't know what that's about. Make them stop. So that's going to be a sweater for him. I've got 3 giant balls of it, which should be enough. And it's nice colors. Very sea hockey for him, which matters. That matters. So yeah. And that's on the queue. I don't know what position it's at right this second, but it's on the queue. I think that's all the shiny pretties now. I'm pretty sure that's all the shiny pretties. I didn't go crazy, I swear. They all have projects, and the Shetland wool I didn't even buy. And this one's a gift. These 2 are a gift. But I won't be super upset if there's leftovers because, oh my god, the sparkles. You guys, sparkles. If you haven't knit with sparkly yarn, you absolutely should. It's sparkly. Just put it on some socks. Sparkly socks, and nobody can see it. Oh gosh. Now I need sparkly socks. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing that I want to do. Socks. I have to start another pair of socks. That's going to happen this weekend. I'm going to put socks on needles. Yes. Yes. I know you're excited for me. I'm super excited myself. And that brings us to what's cooking. Well, what's cooking? What's cooking is socks on needles. I'm going to make socks. I've got all the charity knitting that I'm going to do. That's not priority knitting, but I am going to do it because cancer patients need hats and homeless people need warm things and stuff to clean themselves with. So I'm going to make that happen slowly. And knit sweaters. All of the sweaters. Dude, there's so many sweaters I have to knit. Sweaters, millions of sweaters. Sweaters for me or everyone else? Just everyone else mostly. More tea. So that brings us to what's cooking actually in the kitchen. And what we've been gnawing on and noshing lately is ramen. So I learned how to make ramen noodles with a noodle maker thing, and we've been eating that at least 2 or 3 times a week for the last 3 weeks. So good though, so good. And I'll put a link in, or a website in, for where you can find the noodles and how to make them. But basically, you bake baking soda for like a while, like hours, and it turns into something that's not baking soda. Don't touch it after you've baked it because it's really alkaline and it can burn your hands, just like lye would. So you bake baking soda and then you add that to water and mix. Once it's all in the water, you mix it with flour, and then you knead the tar out of it, and it will be tough and hard, and you really have to mean it, and you're going to be sore the next day from kneading. It's a lot of kneading. And then you let it rest. After 20 minutes of kneading, you let it rest for an hour. And after that, you cut it up into serving sizes, about 70 or 80 grams. I think we like 80 to 90 grams for each person. That works well for us and fills a nice big bowl of noodles. And then you run it through a pasta maker until you like the thinness, and then run it through the fine or angel hair setting on the pasta maker, and it comes out like perfect ramen. And then you cook it for, what was it? 50 seconds? Longer than that, and it gets mushy, and less than that, and it's not cooked enough. But it makes the perfect noodles. So, and to put those noodles in, it works best with a noodle basket. So if you have a strainer that fits inside of a pan with the water that comes up, that's a noodle basket. So boil the water, put the noodles in the basket, and then drop the basket into the thing and start the timer. And honestly, 50 seconds. You don't want any more than that. Otherwise, they're not going to be cooked. You can even do it with gluten-free flours, which I did, and we like those better. But you're going to have to cook it for 55 seconds on that, I think. I think that's what we figured out has worked really well. But the broth that we use with that is, it's just a vegetable broth. So I take 2 cups of lentils, 6 carrots, 2 onions, 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, so I don't even peel them, 4 stalks of celery, some bay leaves, and I throw them in a pot and I cook them until they're done, 4 hours, I guess. I usually put them in the crock pot and just leave them all day. So, but if you put them in a stock pot, I guess you could probably only cook it for maybe an hour to 2 hours, and then it would be a nice rich broth. Add salt as desired, or you can not add salt and then add miso later. That's a good one. That's one that I've done. Anyway, so once the broth is done, then I add, I usually just put it in jars and put it in the fridge, and then I pull out 2 jars for noodles and heat them up, add seaweed and some like shiitakes or mushrooms that you like, whatever. I have dried ones that I got from Costco that I throw in there. And just let them simmer with seaweed and mushrooms. So the seaweed I get at the Oriental market or the Asian market. There's one like half an hour away, so it's not too far. But yeah, we get that. We get it in a big pack, and then I just tear bits off and throw the seaweed in. And once the mushrooms and the seaweed are in there, it flavors the broth and gives it a richness that you wouldn't otherwise have. Once it's done cooking, once it's done simmering, I put it on really, really low so that just to keep it warm. And then add miso to the broth so that it adds just that extra bit of flavor. I use, you can usually get whatever they have at Safeway or whatever grocery store. And if they don't have that, then check the the Asian market. And then because we've gone mostly plant-based, we use mushrooms instead of like eggs. So I simmer whole mushrooms in a mixture of mirin and soy sauce, and a little bit of sugar, and rice vinegar with some shallots and garlic. And I simmer those for probably, 15-20 minutes. And then I use the mushrooms like they're eggs. And then we added bamboo shoots and whatever feels delicious. I'm sure you've all had ramen before, but check out the recipe. I'll put the link here. And even if you don't have a noodle maker, you can do it. Just roll it out. It'll take a while. Or you can just like make it into little nuggets and cook it that way. Bet you that would be delicious. Oh, I just had an idea. That sounds yummy. I think that's it, you guys. That's it for what's cooking. Next week I have appointments, and tomorrow I have appointments. So we'll see how I feel next week. No guarantees. I think it's going to be a little rough for a little while. We'll see. But hopefully by Friday next week I'll be feeling better. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. No guarantees, guys. But I will try to be here on a more regular basis. I'm definitely doing much better emotionally and mentally. So, physically, meh. I put real pants on. Yay me. I always feel like an adult when I put on real pants, don't you? Yeah. Okay. Or, when I check the clock before I watch another Netflix show. Oh, wait, no, I don't have time. I have to go to bed. That's real adulting right there. Actually going to bed when you should. Yeah. Okay, so until the next time I see you guys, happy cooking, happy knitting. I love you, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.